What is up, guys? It's Michael here again. We're going to take a look at well, I guess it's a commercial property. It's a larger multifamily. I think we're looking at 6 units, 8 units, something like that here. 6 units. It's up in Westerville. Pretty solid deal. We're going to go through some rough numbers. Of course, your numbers are going to differ based on your debt, what you're planning to do with it. This is just what I see and kind of why I think it's worth trying to put together, regardless of kind of what your goals are here. So let's get this thing shared up. Uh, Go over here. Nope. Sorry. Hold on. We're gonna go over here. Boom. Okay. So here we are on our map. Um, we recently, if you saw my last video or the other property we did, we were looking kind of down here in Reynoldsburg off Bryce Road, or I guess it'd be over here. This is kind of the other quadrant up north. It is a similar kind of not similar. It's all one row of townhouses. You can kind of see some pictures here. There's also a garage on property, so it's all 6 units all in a row. One building essentially. Um, and it does appear like I think this is the garage that's kind of on the property also. That is part of it. It's only leased for like $100 a month. So it's not a huge income producer, but hey, it's still a solid garage. The main thing here, this thing's overpriced. I'll cut to the chase. I think it's overpriced, but I still like it. So why do I like it? It is in Westerville. So we're in Westerville Schools. There's no condo fees or anything on it. It's just like kind of privately owned or whatnot. Um, and it's pretty conveniently placed for being in Westerville and up in this area for doing a bunch of different things. Schrock Road, there's a lot of retail along there. Um, this is St. Anne's or something I think up here. So pretty decently placed as far as being convenient and going to do things and whatnot. But their rents are pretty low. I have a form that I can share in our Google Drive if you want the link that kind of breaks everything down. But really, the average rents are only $1,000 or 1,080, I think they said, a month. And so they're asking for over 200 grand a unit, and the rents are only like $1,000 a month. They claim that the roof was replaced somewhat recently. They claim that things are in good working order and everything like that. But market rent should very easily be 1350, 1400. I mean, honestly, if it was me and these were in good shape, if we got inside and they looked okay, I'd probably try and lease the open ones or whatever when we turned one for 1600 plus. These are only two bed, or not only, but they're two bed, they're 2.5 bath, 1.5 bath, two bed, 1.5 bath, excuse me. Um, no, two bed, 2.5 bath, 1.5 car detached garage, one car attached garage to each unit. So this is it. Sorry, I'm talking out of my ass. One car attached garage. Overall, it's solid um offering, solid building, just the rents are low for what they want. So if they're not willing to come down, I guess we got to figure out how to get creative here. But I would want this much closer to like 180 or 160 grand a unit, not 233. Even 200 a unit would be okay. I could maybe get behind that considering the school district and things and if it was in decent enough shape. But like 233 unit is pretty atrociously expensive. So especially for two-bedroom units. So my target price would be somewhere in the roof replaced in 2010, so not that recent. Um, I think my target price would be somewhere in the 180, 185 a unit, if not a little under. Um, so we're at like a million at that point. It's to 185 a unit. 180 from six. Yeah, we're like 1,080,000. So that's right around a million is probably where I think this is worth it. So it'd just be a matter of putting the deal together. But again, if you have any interest in this kind of thing, it's likely a bit of work to put it together. But terms are just important as price. So if we can come to friendly terms or provide them some benefits elsewhere with your means, then we could very easily put this thing together, I think. Shoot me a note if you want kind of some more detailed numbers. I've got a PDF or a kind of a one pager on it that I can share about just my thoughts. But in general, a lot of the numbers will be pretty specific to the buyer, detail wise. So I forgot to mention the expenses. They had it about $22,000. And so really the economies did not work here. They have like 80 grand in gross income, 22 grand in expenses. Your NOI is 58 grand. So their asking price is like a four cap, which is obscene. That's insane. So this is their asking price is 233 a unit. I'd rather see it at like 155, 185. So honestly, a mill is on the high side of that. So, we'll see how much we could possibly take off. And it does look like there was a homicide involving two cops here in 2018. So they did disclose that. So certainly, again, I think it's a solid building. It's worth going after, just not at that price. And the work would be in putting the deal together, I think, but worth I think, putting in the work, given the asset. So let us know if you have any questions, and would love to, kind of send this to you and any other little details we have. Thanks much.